Welcome to the Bullits and Bourbon podcast, where it's not about the bourbon, but more about who you share it with.
That's horrible. Stop.
That is the worst to do.
I think
are you recording?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We're getting all my shoulder. My shoulder fucking hurts.
And we're getting old. Hey, everybody! Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to do something. Welcome back to Bullits and Bourbon. This is episode 75. As you can see, the retard's back. No, this is episode 75, and to be quite honest with you, we have slacked majorly since
Christmas break. I think, yeah, Christmas break, New Year's.
When I'm talking, don't interrupt me.
You talk too much.
I do.
Problem, though.
Yeah, we've been slugs. A little bit of the Christmas blues.
Yeah, winter blues.
Hey, family. I mean, there's been a lot going on. So,
Man, you hurt my finger, dude. That's not funny. God,
Jesus, you two are like children.
Don't stick it up his butt.
hit bottoms real quick. In any event, Craig is back from his little trip in Iceland. Did you meet any nice guys there?
none as easy as you.
You had to work for it, huh? So, Craig, take it away. This is what I should preface this. This is the first time that the Core 4 has been on a podcast in probably
It's been a while.
Over a month.
Oh, at least pre-Aruba.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat. Not really. I don't like fucking.
Let's start cracking bottles.
I'm afraid to talk about Iceland. You're going to tell me to shut up here in a second, though. But Iceland, culturally.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go. The history of Iceland. It's an island.
We didn't make it 2 words into it. He's going into the cultural appropriation of Iceland.
Culturally, it's not a huge experience because it's very similar to the U.S., though. Great people. Food, dude. We went and got like...
I ate hamburgers the entire time I was in Iceland.
What did you eat? Did you eat anything unique? Besides ass.
Nah, fish is a little bit different. Food's a little bit different. But food, better quality though too. We even went to equivalent to like a Sheetz or something, and the sushi much better.
What was it
You
called?
had gas station sushi.
No,
Flew all the way to Iceland to have gas station sushi.
but
It was Iceland gas station
Everything we
sushi.
got was so much better. And in the U.S., you could always go to a great restaurant and get great food. But there, the quality...
That's a lie.
Goddamn, can you all shut the fuck up for one goddamn minute?
The U.S. you can go anywhere and get great food.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
That is bullshit. Anyways, I'm sorry.
My point is, in
Proceed.
the U.S., you could always find, generally in a bigger city, a great quality restaurant. But there, the standard was so much better, though. We saw the Northern Lights, not like you, Dan.
No.
So...
All natural.
Dude, the Northern Lights were amazing. Iceland...
You said that when you saw them, though, you're like, on all fours or something? What was that about? I mean, seriously, that's how you explained it. Did you not?
He did.
He did. Like, it's like this. I'll take it up. Like,
No, the big thing with and the U.S. when they saw the Northern Lights, I think
We're not talking about the U.S. Talk about Iceland. Jesus.
we are, but the difference between here in the U.S. you had to see it, like in Pittsburgh, you had to see it from your camera. Now we could actually see the Northern Lights there in Iceland, naked eye. It was amazing.
Naked?
speaking of naked,
naked.
when you went to the hot springs, did you get in there like a naked beluga whale and just fucking like when you went in, it was like.
So it's geothermal up there. You're driving around the country though, and you'll see steam just coming up randomly in the country though from the geothermal though.
Kind of like your ass if we used it.
So we're going to talk about
No. You didn't answer the
whiskey.
question. Did you get naked in the thermal springs?
No,
Why not?
it's not allowed there.
What?
Bullshit. It's European, man. You can get naked anywhere in Europe. Trust me, I've done it.
This is like an in between though. No, but
All right, tell us about the whiskey.
Whiskey is not big in Iceland. There is only one in the whole entire country of Iceland.
And you're holding it.
Floki is the only distillery that they distill their own whiskey.
What is it?
Floki. Floki.
What wasn't he on?
No, that was Loki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, bro. God damn.
And when I went to
Full stop. Sheep dung smoked reserve.
Sounds good to me.
What the fuck?
Sheep dung. Are we drinking fermented sheep dung?
We are drinking whiskey smoked in sheep dung, aka sheep.
Oh no, I don't know
sheep
about
shit.
this.
What the fuck? Put this box over
Are
there.
you serious?
All right.
Wait, so this is 94 proof.
That's what the flavor is.
So a little bit about the distillery. It's in Iceland.
It's
something like that.
Reykjavik or
No, it says Gardabar by the Elmwerk Distillery. It was founded in 2009 and has been dedicated to making premium Icelandic whiskey, apparently with sheep dung. I'm going to assume
you're
because
brave.
they don't have
That's
a lot
a big
of...
pour.
combustibles. They don't have a lot of trees.
Don't have a lot of
so
trees.
fossil fuels, sheep, not a lot of trees at all.
God, sheep
but
dung,
sheep
no.
dung, sheep is a big.
Well, it
dish up
doesn't
there.
smell like shit. So, I mean, that's
You're about to take some sheep dick and ass right there.
Did you try this? Did you
I
have a
have.
pour? Okay, so before I sip it, how was it in your opinion?
It's a typical moderate whiskey. It's a sweeter to the note though. I think
It has a unique scent
I have to
to it.
try.
So 3 years. It's been aged 3 years.
It's not aged.
But I mean, 3 years is not bad. So this is bottled in 2023.
So when I talked to them up there, he's not one of those stars, but he works there too. And I can't pronounce his name though, but he said
We'll call him George.
He lived in George lived in Chicago. But when I mentioned like someone like Eagle Rare and anything, he had no clue. So it seemed like he had no clue.
Like a real
US whiskey.
isolated culture of whiskey.
Yeah, isolated too. I'm like, you really have not experienced every countries though too. You all are just doing your own thing up here though too, and see what y'all think.
is that sheep dung floating in there?
No, don't play.
It has a nutty scent to it.
It's because it's sheep nuts. Literally, the sheep ate some nuts, and they. Oh man, I don't know about
It's a
this.
sweet-
Like, did you give me a dirty glass, or is there just shit floating
Let me
in
see.
here?
Did you?
No, you're clean, Dan.
What are you
Sip it.
talking about?
I don't see anything.
Just drink the. Fucking
Do you see how light in color? So look at Icelandic versus like how light in color it is though.
Dude, I swear to
It looks
God,
Extremely
like white
light.
wine.
I swear to God, I smell sheep shit. I swear it.
It's like a nutty.
You would know sheep ass if you smelled it, I'm sure, or goat ass. You could tell. You could just.
Well, I know you know goat ass. Every time you pull out.
Is this very popular in like Afghanistan and Iraq?
But dude, it's such a light sipper.
All right, all right,
It's
I'm gonna
not.
do it.
It's not complex.
Why do we get ourselves into situations
Dude.
like this?
It's a little peated. I think it has a little bit of that smokiness.
There's no fucking peat in there.
Well, there may be.
Yes, there is.
There may be because
Yes, there is.
if they're
Fucking Google that
if they're using sheep dung and they don't have a tree source, then they may very well use peat moss as a way of aging
me-
their bar.
to me,
It's
it's
barley
a-
based. So
Well, you taste it. You tell me what you think.
It's actually
I
pretty.
don't take peat.
It's a very mild. It's a very mild peat to me.
I am not taking your word for shit because you.
Take more for shit. It's sheep. shit.
oh man, that is this has got to be a barley based. Like I taste nothing but barley. Oh man, that
Actually, not too bad.
It's not bad.
No.
yeah, 100% local barley. So they probably did, and it's malt cask. So they probably did smoke it, which they smoked it with sheep dung, which is probably in
Why sheep dung?
because it's flammable.
Right.
Oh, all shit's flammable.
But they don't have a big source of flammable fuels up there though. So there's not
I don't know.
trees.
I'm
so
curious.
they would use sheep dung a lot of times up there. From my understanding. It's combustible though. They don't have a lot of trees. So
This is an after
There's
dinner.
sheep dung.
This is an after dinner sipper.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's not.
taste.
It's like in between like a regular Scotch to me and a peated Scotch.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's where
I
it
don't
sits.
get no peat though.
I
get
get
a
the
smoke.
mild. I
I
get a
get the
mild.
smoke.
Yeah. But that's what reminds me of the peatiness though.
Yeah, I can see that.
Smoke reminds you of peat.
Well, it should to a degree. To a degree. I
mild.
think once like if I had never read sheep dung, I would be more palatable to it. It's like, do you really want to drink something that's like, marinated in my cock? You gonna drink that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, bad question. You do. Would you guys? I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. it's just it's a really unique taste.
Could you drink it for $60 or $70?
For $60, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, it's not a bad
For
pour.
$60 for a...
Oh, well, shit. I think this is a 500 milliliter too, though. So it's...
I don't know. I mean...
You know, I think whiskey is so much more expensive to distill up there, though. So Floki is the only, from what I know, what they told me, it's the only distillery in Iceland. There's another distillery up there too, but they're kind of like MGP. They source their product, right? But they're the only one that distills their product in Iceland.
What were the temperatures? Were you there? I think because we were talking about, you said it was actually colder here
Yeah, so
in
compared
Pittsburgh
to
than it was there.
So
right?
Iceland, I think, was having a little bit warmer heat spell. When I said warmer heat spell, maybe 10 degrees though, but we were 30-some degrees when we were there. And I think, oh shit, well, Pittsburgh was like negative
We were
4,
negative 4,
high
yeah.
10. It's just weird because you see trees, where it's lava rock with moss. And I might have
Peat
seen like
moss.
a little 1 acre patch of like cedar or maybe
Cypress or not
Yeah,
Cypress,
cypress,
but like,
something like that,
pine
but-
or something like that.
But I can't imagine what amazed me the most was driving around there. Though was Verizon always had service in Iceland.
Was it flat or like rolly hills like Pittsburgh or?
Well, they got a different...
Like Afghanistan or something like that. You have
Both.
mountains off in the distance though, but it was a lot of lava rock there too. But by phone, I always had coverage. Not here in Pittsburgh.
I can't even go to the grocery store. I lose a cell phone coverage.
You suck. I did.
Yeah.
I did feel like an asshole. So we're doing this. They call it the Golden Circle, though. We're going around. We're seeing like the big water spring falls. We saw a geyser. We saw a lot of geothermal up there, though.
For you.
Golden Circle.
He learned a new word. Let's count how many times he
Geyser.
says geothermal.
Geothermal. Yeah.
Geothermal.
Fucking Bill Nye the Science Guy over here.
Restart the podcast. Every time he says geothermal, take a drink.
Dude, I'm walking to this gas station. I got like 2
Hey,
monster
was it a
drinks though, and I said, "Hey, da da da," and she's like, "Blah blah blah." I'm like, "I'm sorry."
I've lost this conversation. What
I
did
felt
you
like
say?
a dumbass. So
Okay.
we got like
That's different from any other day.
we got like 30 miles outside the circle right here, and a lot of people in Iceland, English is very common though. But when we got further out from the capital though, we went to the gas station. I felt like the dumbass there too, where they were speaking to me, and I'm like, I have no clue. I'm so sorry. I'm in your country, and I have no clue what they're
Did you
talking.
ask any of them how they felt about Greenland becoming...
No.
You didn't? Why not? You're a horrible ambassador for the U.S., by the way.
I did not though. I found one Trump supporter up there, one anti, and these 2 friends were fighting about it.
Was it like a cage fight?
Oh, they went their separate ways. One was talking to my wife, one was talking to me. They had to go their separate ways.
Isn't that ridiculous? People are so fucking dumb.
I did learn too. I did not know Iceland does not have their own military. They have like a coast guard or something like that. Though Iceland's part of NATO, don't have their own military, and that was just weird to me though that you have no military up there though.
Well, so Dan, you and I both been through Iceland a couple times because the base Keflavik. What was the name of the base? Reykjavik.
Yeah.
Something
Well,
like that.
Reykjavik's the capital. I think Reykjavik or
It was a naval air station.
I'm
Keflavik
mispronouncing, but it's
Naval Air
like
Station.
I think Reykjavik, whatever, is the capital. I think it's like 122,000, and it's 4 times bigger, I think, than the next biggest city in Iceland now. I mean, 122,000, the next biggest city though.
I mean, it's a small island, too. I mean...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not Aruba small. It's also not Aruba warm.
I don't know who goes to Iceland at the wintertime for vacation. Most people go somewhere tropical. Let me go to Iceland. Middle
Well,
winter, let me go to Iceland.
His wife booked it. So, speaking of, where were we going to bring up the whole...
Oh, yeah. Craig dropped some food on the ground earlier, refused to pick it up and eat it. Like it was dirty. But 20 minutes earlier, he was talking about eating ass. It's like, come on.
No, Mark,
you won't eat something off the ground, but you go eat ass?
My wife was in the shower earlier, and some conversation came up, and she said, we were talking about disgusting
He's going to be in
things.
trouble.
And she goes, it's funny. We'll pick up something off the floor, roll it on some hair, but we'll talk about that's disgusting, but we'll go lick somebody's ass right after that. We'll go lick your ass right after picking up that food off the floor.
Who does that?
Ty clear. Wait, he's giggling. Ty's
Ty's over here like, I'm the ass burglar.
What else we got sitting over there?
Well, so I poured myself, and I need to wash it down. This is Art of the Spirits, Forgotten in Flames, and I thought I'd pour this out just really quick. Give a shout out to the firefighters out in California because they've had a hell of a fucking
hell of a fight.
hell of a 2 weeks, and we really, I don't care what political side you're on. These guys are saving homes and saving lives, and they're doing it without fucking water because we got some politicians that really should be lined up against the wall and shot in the fucking head with a small caliber bullet. Call me if you need a volunteer. But hats off to you. You guys are saving lives, and the tragedy that went on in California, maybe only surpassed by the tragedy that happened in North Carolina, which both communities are going to take, I don't know, forever to kind of recover from.
Whole families are gone.
Yeah, whole families are gone. Massively disappointing to see that happen. I guess the difference that I think about, not to get too deep into the weeds, but there was a certain somebody that said, "Hey, this was going to happen." Like we all knew this was going to happen at some point to California because they don't manage their resources the right way. Leave it at that. You can get into the political diatribes, on left and right, but here's the deal: if you don't fucking take care of your forests and you don't pump the fucking water, and you're worried about a smelter fish and a fucking dung beetle and all the other dumb bullshit these environmentalist groups come up with, shit's gonna fucking burn, right? I mean, it's like if I live in Florida, what do I expect to happen every couple of years?
Hurricane.
A big hurricane. Mm-hmm. If I wander into an ocean full of great white sharks, I should expect a shark attack. If you live in a fucking fire zone
Don't take care of the bush.
and don't take care of the environment and the ecosystem, then you should expect shit to fucking burn down. And I just thought it was very interesting. My heart goes out to the people of California. I think personally you should get all your politicians in California and fucking set them on fire. I think that would be basically the best way to deal with it and probably what's deserved. I'm going to leave it at that. To our firefighters, our first responders.
Absolutely.
We love you. Cheers to you guys.
Appreciate you for what you're doing.
Both in California and especially in North Carolina, our hearts are still with you guys. Mm-hmm. North Carolina, Tennessee, right? Virginia, that entire corridor, the Appalachia. Yeah. Please let's not forget about that community. A lot more dead there than we're
still struggling.
Yeah, still struggling. Going to take years to recover. So, but our first responders, we've been in their shoes, and we love you, and God bless you, and please stay safe and keep rocking out. Now, with that said,
still not sponsored by
he's still not sponsored. Chicken Cock.
2025, still looking for that sponsor. Okay, I'm good.
So quick question. Havana.
Oh yeah. We had that earlier.
Penelope Havana just came out recently on
Can
the
we put
market.
that dumb cheap shit away? I can't even look at it.
Put it behind you.
It's not the worst stuff.
I'll drink it. I don't
real
like
quick
it.
though. Real quick, 60-second take. What's the take on the Penelope Havana?
It's a good pour.
Enjoyed it.
Okay, good pour.
I mean, I only had a sip.
It's it's sweet. It's sweet.
It's sweeter than. Okay, let me put it like this. I liked it. I liked it better than Rio Batch 2 from Penelope. But the more I drank it, the more it was almost too sweet for me. Desserty pour.
I think the Rio is like a heavier dessert pour to me, where it sits much heavier.
I had sheep dung on my mouth.
You used to.
It's not the first time.
Not the first time you smell fast on your tongue.
See, you smell it? Oh, God, I can taste it.
Dude, I was a big fan, but it's a very light, sweet pour.
It was enjoyable.
A lot of people talk about maple or rum cast finish. I mean, it's finished in rum barrel, but
what's your proof on it? I didn't even think to check. So 93.
Did you have it neat or on the rocks?
Oh, you know what? Maybe that's what it was. Was it because it's not just rum? It has that maple syrup.
well,
You really
yeah,
do pick
a lot
up
of
that
people say- I
sweetness
say-
from
I
it.
say-
Like I said, it was pretty sweet.
Double cast finish.
I think it was sweeter than Rio, but Rio is very cinnamon chocolate. I think batch 1 was heavy on chocolate. Batch 3 was very heavy on cinnamon, though. I thought Rio sits heavier in your belly than the Havana, but I think the Havana It's a very sweet pour. So if you
Yeah.
like sweet stuff, Havana's right up your
Yeah,
alley.
I think Jennifer's a big Penelope fan. I think she would like this. I don't know what maple syrup has to do with Havana with Cuba.
I think it's the sugar you're getting from the
sugar
rum
cane.
barrels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because rum's heavy in sugar cane.
Yeah.
So you got maple syrup, which is heavy in
Yeah.
sugar content. So that's why you're going to get that.
So what do you
sweet
think?
taste.
I mean,
Try
it's
it. What do you
it's a
think? Try
buy.
it.
If you can get it
Oh, yeah.
retail, it's
If
a
you-
buy.
If you could get it at a reasonable price.
What's the secondary going? Because this right now is a secondary find right now. It's not necessarily easy to grab.
Oh, I mean, in Pennsylvania, it just dropped, so they've bottomed the market out here locally. But I've seen anywhere from 140, 150, 160. It retails in Pennsylvania for like 96. So, if you don't have to stand in line, I don't think 120 is bad to pay. Extra $20 to not go stand in line, not chase it. I'll pay $20 to chase it.
Yeah.
I would still, though, tell you that I think Penelope Rosé is better than that.
What about Valencia?
No, I think so. I've come to think that Valencia, out of all of them, between Rio, Havana, Rosé, toasted marshmallow. I like the marshmallow.
Marshmallow
I
was
do.
good,
I do
yeah.
like the marshmallow. The barrel strength I like, but I think Valencia kind of is the for me. I think it's the best out of all of them. Now, I mean, I'd get a bottle of that again. I would do that. But I don't. But it's interesting. Penelope is kind of. They've really kind of opened up.
I think they're very diverse, though. They go from here to sweet to chocolate. I think
They're not afraid to try new things.
Yes.
Rio
Yeah,
batch
that's a good way of
1 to
putting
me
it.
was very heavy on the chocolate. I don't remember batch 2. Batch 3 was very much more cinnamon to me, but batch 1 was a lot heavier on the chocolate, though. But I
Batch
think-
one was a standard.
I think that's iconic. I think that's
it was
the
a standard
iconic
thing.
one right
Yeah.
there. I think Penelope
For Amberana finishes,
Yeah, I mean, it's very diverse though from their flavor profiles.
Yes, no, I would agree with that. I don't dislike it. I'm just saying that for me, that would be a more of a desserty pour. Like if I was really wanting something sweet, I'd hit that up. I do
agree with
like that better than the more recent batches of Rio.
I couldn't. I probably could not drink Rio all night long because it feels like a heavier.
I think you get like a sugar headache at some point.
It just feels like
Yeah.
a very heavy
I get
dessert.
bloated.
Like it's just something with the Amberana
like
feels
you
like
said,
it's
it's a
like
little heavy.
yeah.
It's a dense pour. This is a very mild
Yeah.
sweet. I think this is actually sweeter than Rio. To be honest,
What's the cap you pay for that though? Because Rio, I remember Rio was topping out at $300 secondary.
I think batch one right now. I don't see it a lot on secondaries anymore, but I assume batch one's probably pushing 300. You don't see them a lot,
For Rio,
but the batch 3, like 150,
150. Yeah, that tells you the difference in the content of how that different flavor profile.
But I think we could appreciate that too for not chasing, going to the state store, or waiting around. I'd pay $20 extra to get a bottle versus.
I did want to bring up some of the state store. I walked in there yesterday, just to kind of see what I haven't bought whiskey. I've been very, very disciplined not buying whiskey for a while, for a month, 4 weeks. It's pretty damn good,
4 weeks is a month check.
bro.
Oh wow! Yeah, great.
That's a long time for me. Okay, I've been doing good. So I noticed on the shelf that they had almost all of the Penelopes there. They had the marshmallow toasted, they had the barrel strength, they had the barrel single barrel, barrel strength single barrel. They literally they had them all there. They also had
Rosé sits in Ohio.
and rosé was on the shelf. Okay. The one change to rosé is they got rid of that crystal. They got rid of the glass top. Thank God, the one that nobody could get off forever. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. It was a pain in the butt. So it seems like rosé is becoming more like.
You really can't get anybody off though, Joe.
I want to say something. So sweet God, sweet Jesus, sweet God.
Speaking about getting off, what about Mark Zuckerberg?
Got caught red-handed.
Him and Kennedy got caught red-handed.
So you brought this up. What's Jeff Bezos' wife's name?
Hey, dude, I want to preface by I've been in Iceland, so when we were talking earlier, dude, I'm so like.
They don't have TV in Iceland.
I thought you had,
I wasn't looking at TV. You're not looking at.
Those
TV when you're
Icelandic
out of the
dudes.
country.
I thought you had Verizon service. I thought you had good service.
But yeah, it's Tony Gonzalez's ex-wife.
What's her name? Does anybody know her name?
I don't know her name.
Doesn't really matter.
But
No, it doesn't.
I mean, the memes are priceless.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
Mark, he looked like a 13-year-old child. Like,
But any dude that, yeah. So I saw her when they came out. Jeff Bezos and her were talking to the people prior to the inauguration, and I thought to myself, what an improper attire for inauguration. Right? She had this really beautiful business suit on, but it was just a bra underneath.
Straight out of a Seinfeld episode.
And those artillery pieces were getting ready to fire off at people. I mean, she had lined up the fucking howitzers out of this. And you could see, dudes, I didn't think about it in that term because I was kind of drunk at the pool at Great Wolf Lodge. But like you could tell that like dudes were like
like a bunch of children that's never been to a strip club, never been around,
never seen
like
first time catching a glimpse of a movie.
Some cleavage. Like it was like I was like, really? Like and Kennedy.
But did you look away?
Kennedy, you really couldn't see from the angle of the TV, but if you were there in person, like I would be like, oh my goodness, that's some nice work.
Yeah, so Zuckerberg was into it apparently, right?
So was Kennedy.
But that's RFK. RFK is like, I know some nice tits. Let's talk later.
Pretty
okay?
healthy right there.
It was all natural. Like Kennedy, if Kennedy didn't, you'd be disappointed.
He's like, swap some seed oils in that.
Yeah, see, this is what happens when you use all natural. You get those fucking nice things.
The memes are best. It showed his ex-wife Amazon Basic. It showed her Amazon Prime.
So
Tony Gonzalez works for Amazon too.
I didn't bring it up earlier, but I've been waiting to talk to Dan about this. So Dan, you said Ohio State was overrated.
No, they're still overrated.
Yeah, they are.
Get the fuck out of here.
The entire college
Number
football.
one,
It was all rigged.
college football championships. How do you feel they're overrated?
I told you this is going to
Dude,
happen.
they won.
Didn't I tell you the moment that this game was over? I said
if Ohio State had a dick, he would choke on it.
What do you do?
He did in Iceland.
You redirect because you cannot deal with.
They're still trash.
Yeah,
They're not. How do you figure they're trash?
the moment that we knew that game
They
was going to
beat
be
Texas,
won,
beat
I said
Notre
Craig was
Dame.
going to be insufferable, and sure as shit, you are being insufferable.
You are the worst one. It's just owning it now. He said they're overrated.
They're still
They won the
overrated.
championship. How do you figure?
They didn't play the best
They
team.
proved it. Oh fuck. You are such a little bitch about college football. It's unreal.
I mean, like they say, any given Sunday, anybody can win.
Oh, and they had any given 3 Sundays, beating Texas, beating Notre Dame.
Those were overrated
Oregon.
teams that shouldn't have been in the
Beating
playoffs.
Oregon.
We said it from the beginning.
I mean, I'll give them Oregon. I mean, that was a battle, and they showed up for Oregon, but fucking
It's Oregon, dude. They're ducks. Yeah.
It's like being a Kansas City Chiefs fan right now. Like,
It's not.
yeah, it's
That's totally
100%.
different. No, it's not.
100%.
Guys, you are so far removed that you're like Rain Man. Right
Okay,
now.
listen. I'm going to give you this, Craig. Just shut the fuck up for a second, okay? Jesus H. Christ, I'm tired of your shit. I'm trying to fucking compliment your goddamn ass, and you're just fucking... Congratulations to Ohio State. You guys needed this. Ryan Day needed this. And after I went to the state of Ohio, to the Great Wolf Lodge, and I saw...
Here goes the knockdown. he's gonna put him down. Here he goes.
There ain't much in Ohio to be like celebrating about. I mean, certainly not the meth heads and the beluga fucking humpback whales that I saw getting in the pool.
You are not a crown jewel going to Ohio yourself.
Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, I am in Ohio. In PA and Florida, I'm maybe a 6, 7. In Ohio, I'm a 27.
Dude, when you came
Listen,
to Ohio,
in Ohio,
they thought this was the best that came from PA.
I'm going to explain this to you. This is what I call basic fucking hick math, okay? There are a couple things that I am that the dudes in Ohio are not. I'm well fed. Okay.
Nobody will argue that. Nobody will fucking argue that.
What do I say to that?
But I'm telling you that.
So are the beluga whales in Ohio.
Yeah.
They're well fed.
But if you looked at the beluga whales men, they're all meth heads with these little weird goatees, right?
Votex stashes.
Yeah. Okay. I have all my teeth. I got a full head of hair. Oh, let's talk about the hair for a moment.
So what's your house taking on college football?
No. Hold on. So I'm not done with Ohio yet. You just peter out.
Shut up.
And this is the best part about me. Why I'm a 27. I'm employed. It's amazing. I could literally go there and pimp strong.
No, with that hair. Look at that hair. Look at that face. He's about to be the stand-in double for Pat Oswalt from.
Dude, when I see him looking through his glasses, I feel like I'm looking at Corky right now. But
Listen, I am going to win this bet. And you are going to be buying me the bottles that you.
So college football playoff. Seriously, Ohio State aside.
It's like he has autism.
Get away from it.
Dude, college football's been over for like 2 weeks. Get over it.
Speaking of autism,
It was over last week. What did you all think about the college football playoff, though?
It was exciting. It was good. It was
Yeah.
good. It brought excitement back to college football. It was enjoyable.
it was the first time in a long time I've watched almost every game.
Yeah.
Every bowl game.
Because half the bowl games were like, yeah.
I think we all agree it was a good. It was a good movement.
I was surprised with Notre Dame. I don't like Notre Dame. I don't like Texas. I don't like Ohio State. Although I pulled for Ohio State, so
He'll tell you that now, but it was deep down hoping Notre Dame was going to win.
I appreciate it, buddy.
I do want to tip my hat to Notre Dame. I think Marcus Freeman has done something at Notre Dame that needed to be done for about 20 years. Right? He restored kind of the humility to Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And Ryan Day did something at Ohio State that was desperately needed, which he was. I think honestly, he was close to being fired. Because
I don't think so. Not one bit. You go that deep, you ain't. Even if
it ain't about going deep.
Well, they take that Michigan game so serious.
That's what I'm saying. You know this. As Ohio State fan, you know this.
Michigan. That's a big game to
You're
lose.
not gonna.
Why is that such a big deal?
disagree.
It's just because to them it is
There
more.
is
It's
sometimes
just,
there's that game.
Yeah.
That's very iconic to your team, though. That has a lineage. And I don't think he had to win a national championship to save his career, but I think if he would have made it there and kept it respectable, he still would have been okay.
Mm-hmm.
But winning it,
he's okay.
Yeah.
He's okay
Yes.
now. Now he gets a reprieve.
I agree.
He gets a reprieve.
He could have lost a national, in my opinion, he could have lost a national championship by like 2-3 and still been okay. But had he been embarrassed?
Mark my words, today, January something, 2000 and something, 25, right?
Yeah.
I'm good with it.
Rain Man.
If Ryan Day loses next year to Michigan, it'll start all over again, won't it?
I agree.
It'll start all over again.
But they'll be in the playoffs again. Then.
But I think the playoffs are going to be really awesome for college football. I did see that not long after they won the national championship, there was like 2 days afterwards. They had some significant transfers. They're going to be Ohio State's going to have a challenge at quarterback because they're not going to have a quarterback on roster. So the continued player portal transfer thing, I don't know how this is going to continue to play out. Any news on Deion Sanders yet? Has he taken the job with Dallas?
No.
Okay, so
they hired Schottenheimer.
okay, so Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think Ohio State NIL money was the highest, spent the most money for their team.
They did.
So I mean,
which was the criticism. That was the criticism of them. Yeah.
Ohio State spent the most money on their team.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So again, overrated. They bought a championship.
Well, no.
You said it yourself.
I just.
I'm gonna defend Craig here because Florida State went out and spent the second most, and they went 1 or 2 and 11 or
garbage.
2 and 2. Yeah, they were garbage. So it doesn't always work. But the portal transfer is something that needs to be figured. It needs to be figured out because Deion Sanders made a living off of the portal transfer at Colorado, and I would say that he's a great coach, but in Colorado is a tough place to win. Like, you've got to rebuild that culture. When was their last national championship? It was like 1991, Rashawn Salam.
College football's been over for like 2 weeks. I'm done with football.
But
No, it's been
you
over
can't be
for a
done.
week.
It's been over for a week. What's wrong with you?
feels like 2 weeks.
Well, it feels like 2 weeks, but you know what? My hand feels like a
Because
princess every
Eric
now and
Craig,
then.
Ohio State.
You just don't want to hear it.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just fucking draining.
Dude, I was in Iceland up till 4 a.m. watching that game.
Did you have
Drunk as shit.
Buckeyes hat on?
Yeah.
I need you to have your North Face beanie hat on because your dumb ass left it out on the deck underneath a chair. And then call me bitching about it like I'm your handmaid. Go look for my beanie.
FedEx.
I asked you if my bean was here. You were like a 3-year-old said, no, it's not here.
I went out and I looked on the deck and I
can't
looked
help
down
it, you're
here.
that fucking stupid.
I can't help it that your big ass squished it between the cushions and then want to call me. You leave everything here.
Was it under the chair?
All right,
under the cushion,
bring
yeah.
this back. Can we get back to special
I
needs?
swear I'm going to throw him out of this
Special
chair.
needs, Eon.
Oh, Yeah.
Wait, no more DEI.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
DEI.
The death of DEI and Elon Musk. Let's talk about that for a moment. Which is better?
Man, he got Asperger's. That shit was
He's
just
special.
He doesn't have Asperger's.
Yes,
dude.
he does.
He doesn't have Asperger. Wait,
He's on a spectrum.
He's on the
I
spectrum.
understand he's on the
He
spectrum.
has- He Google it. I bet.
oh wait, no, I'm thinking about Tourette's. Shit, fuck, what?
he has Asperger's.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Elon kind of went up there, man. He was pumped. Dude was juiced. My man was juiced, right? However, you cannot go up on stage and go. I understand you're trying to like rally the crowd. He realized like halfway through, it was like,
Oh, because then he turned around. My heart.
my heart. Yeah, he fucked up. Like, not a good look, right? You're from South Africa. A lot of Nazis down in South Africa. It wasn't the best look. But I tell you what's funny is like
The memes.
the meme.
The
Yeah.
memes with the Tesla speedometers. Now,
but I think what's so funny is like if this was campaign time, it'd been a field day, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like it was 15 seconds of like what the fuck is Elon Musk doing, and then it's forgotten about. And the only reason why is because Democrats generally are like, fuck man, we can't make fun of somebody with a disability. We can't make fun of Elon because he's got a disability, right? Now we'll make fun of everybody.
well, the best is we were
Proudly.
talking about disabilities earlier.
Look at him.
Well, yeah. I mean, now that DEI's
It's a
gone,
sperm that got away.
Now that DEI's down, we could go, hey, kick him off the show, right?
Get the fuck out of here. Fucking window licker.
But no,
I hate you all.
the ad I seen today with the guy with, I'm going to jack up the name, cerebral palsy.
That's not a name, that's a condition.
Condition.
Cerebral
palsy. Yeah. But 18-year-old kid has his own hot sauce called crippling hot sauce. And the best is there's a picture of him in his wheelchair. And it says, the crippling hot sauce did this to me. I'm like, the marketing for this is just genius for this 18-year-old
Dude, I swear to
kid.
God,
amazing
I want
for
to
him.
have a drink with that 18-year-old kid. Preferably whiskey and maybe like a protein shake. That way the protein shake's already, shaken. Is that fucked up? That was fucked up. But
This kid's a marketing genius.
Yeah.
Use your disability, crippling hot sauce.
Yeah.
Like, I went on to Amazon right away. And
You ordered it?
Yeah, I'm like, fuck yeah. I mean, this, he embraces.
it was kind of that strapless double-sided dildo. Like once you saw an ad, well, you were on it, right?
You got me and Craig confused again.
Oh, really?
He's the one with the ass problem.
They're acting like, they're acting like we never used that.
Yeah, like you saw that awkward moment where they looked at each other. They're like,
No.
don't blink.
We're not supposed to talk about
I
that.
actually felt bad for him for a moment. Like, that's fucked up. And like, then he fucking redirected. Like, fuck you, Dan.
No, I mean, that's genius.
Well, that's the beauty is
absolutely
that
genius.
diversity, equity, and inclusion is over with, which means that my inner asshole, which I've had to tamp down, and I'm going to tell you something. Listen, this
Just
is
because it's gone doesn't mean you can be a bigger asshole.
You had to take the plug out.
well, why not? Why can't I?
I mean, you can still use the word retard.
I've never stopped using that word. I mean,
but
and fag is not an insult to our homosexuals because I like there are a lot of gay people in the world. They're cool as fuck. I love them, and I'd like to believe that they sit around and make fun of straight people. Like I think that would actually be
look at this
hysterical.
retard.
Look at this fucking guy. I think that would be hysterical. Personally, I'd laugh my balls off. But like when I call Craig a fag, it's because he's basically just an idiot.
Yeah.
It's not that you're gay.
Text back my son has.
Get off the phone. God damn it. Get the fuck. We're on a podcast and you're on the phone.
My son has wisdom teeth removed yesterday.
Oh,
he's
shit.
texting me right now. My son, yeah.
Is he so hopped up?
Dude, he was higher than giraffe pussy yesterday. He was sitting there.
Than what?
Giraffe pussy. He was
What's
higher.
draft pussy?
It's high. He was higher.
You've
than
never
giraffe
seen that,
pussy.
have you?
So he comes out yesterday. He was so when he comes out of having his wisdom teeth removed, he's so hopped up on. He's like, "Mom, I love you." He's crying, and he pulls up his phone. He's like, "I'm still beautiful," but he's texting me right now like, "I'm hurting." So I was like, "Oh, son."
Have some whiskey.
Yeah.
How old is
I'm a
he?
poor son.
Yeah,
You're
little-
18 years
little
old.
whiskey in the gums.
You're old enough to serve. You're old enough to swerve. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I'm sorry. I was like, are you okay, boy? So yeah, dude, he was so high coming out of that yesterday though too. He was crying because he was so high, like, Mom, I love you, and like Rain Man, I love you.
So basically, like you on a Monday morning.
dude, you really the
Just shut up. that was overly aggressive. Back to DEI. Let's talk about this, because this has been a great week. This has been such a beautiful week. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like the heavens opened up. Yesterday, they confirmed Pete Hegseth to the Secretary of Defense role. Now, for us, we're the warfighter. We've been and seen some stuff.
Oh, that was a sheep shit. I thought that was the.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Chicken cock.
That was a sheep shit.
So, on behalf of all combat guys, combat veterans that served in the time period we did, Pete Hegseth is an amazing hire. I don't give a fuck if he banged fucking 30 dudes and chicks. Sorry, Pete. And he was drunk. We're drunk all the time. I don't care. The fact that you put the warfighter first is what we need. He's going to be a change maker. I just wonder, like, how many people in the Pentagon are like, oh, fuck, right?
Oh, I'm going to be held accountable.
Yeah.
now.
Oh, shit. Like, I
comes
know right away
accountability.
that there were dudes that tried to do the sit-up for the first time in 4 years. They were like, oh, shit. And they failed. Their abs ripped apart, but like the getting rid of the DEI. So at an undisclosed base in an undisclosed state, they gave this order to basically all government workers. DEI is done, right? You got the memorandum and everything. We had to cut it off. Thank God. Finally, we're going to go off of merit, which is how we should do things in this country. If you want true equity, you go off of how good you are, how good you perform. Stop looking at things through the lens of color and race, because it's fucking stupid.
Stop
It's
pointing out the
stupid.
difference.
It's reverse racism. Look, all racists are piece of shit. I don't want to hear it. Fuck you if you disagree with me. Eat a dick. Bottom line is it's done, and we're going to go back to the best warfighters we can possibly get, which is what our nation deserves, so our young kids don't die. Right? You've heard me all talk about how concerned I was that my oldest son, was going to end up being drawn into the same conflict that you and I fought, that we all fought. And I was terrified of that. I don't want you to go to Afghanistan and have to bleed where I bled. And then I'm worried about my middle son being of age when we have to go and fight China. We will fight China. This is something we know. We know that fight is on the horizon.
I think that's going to be more cyber and economic.
Until it reaches the point where it has to be military.
I don't think it will ever get to that point.
I hope not.
Be ground troops and bombs.
But all the more reason why we need somebody that brings the Defense Department back.
It's
right?
going to be more psych ops,
Drones.
cyber, and economic warfare.
You can cripple a country a lot more now too. Yes, I think.
But remember at the end of the day, that man has proven itself to be corrupt to the point of violence having to be the end game to solve things. It's an unfortunate, sad part of the human condition, right? All the more reason that getting a guy that comes into the DoD.
I think we're evolving now, as mankind, and we are evolving.
You think so?
So
yes.
How do you think we're evolving?
We're evolving to what Dan said. We're evolving to AI intelligence.
Yeah, that's great. But go look at Russia.
corrupting our
Go
country
look
with,
at Russia and Ukraine. They're doing that, but they are also at the same time they're using drones and they're using computer hacking and all these different new technologies. They're engaged in trench warfare like we were in World War I.
With cyber warfare now.
Okay.
Cyber warfare.
When that ends and they decide to launch a nuclear weapon or sink an American aircraft carrier, what do you think the response is going to be?
Here's the thing. It ain't going to go that far because nobody's going to win. You start launching nukes, and everybody knows that. It's just posturing at that point. And the thing is, you really got to look at everything from bigger scope, because even China has came out to said, if we go to war, nobody wins.
Well, they certainly don't win because they have this one thing called population density, which we don't have, that they will lose. I mean, this is a mathematical game more than anything.
I think there's an intelligence war, a cyber war being fought, though, and sometimes when you get caught, your hand gets slapped and you say, you back away. We're not going to war. We don't want to put ground troops on. But
well, I don't think we ever really want to, and I don't think Trump especially wants to. Trump has shown we're looking at it.
Middle Eastern country. There's a lot of goddamn country right now. They don't do that. Middle Eastern countries. We go to war with a lot of countries though, but it's not going to be. China, Japan.
I don't know if I necessarily agree. I will say this: doctrine-wise, China has said its intentions, and Iran, different story. We were going to have to deal with Iran because once they become a nuclear state, it's going to be game over. Okay, there are conflicts ahead. I will say that Trump, we're seeing a different. You and I talked about this. We're seeing a different Donald Trump. Version 1 was bombastic, rude. Didn't particularly like him.
Didn't know what he was doing.
Didn't really know what he was doing. Had bad advice. Had bad people around him. And you know, you could be on the left and you could find, oh, he's a racist. Just shut up. I'm fucking so tired of dumbass media. Hold on a second. So now we're seeing Donald Trump 2.0, and he is.
Are you getting to your point?
I'm getting to my point. If you shut the fuck up for 5 seconds, we're seeing a guy that's much more purpose driven. The one thing that's been consistent though, and I didn't notice this until I started kind of going back through and reading it because I don't agree with a lot of his policies.
When do you get to your point?
I'm trying
When do you
to.
get to your point?
Craig 2.0
Yeah,
over
he
here.
complains about Craig.
My point is that Donald Trump is sincerely anti-war. I never saw that before. I didn't really understand that. I don't know what it is that makes him that way. It's not like you have Cheney, like Cheney and Michael Bolton, the dipshit.
Warmongers.
They were warmongers.
Oh, I thought you were Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton. I went through basic with his daughter. Anyways, different story. But and then you have like Donald Trump. It's like I don't want war, but he will also put a foot up your ass so far that you choke on leather, right? So maybe that staves off the threat of China. My point with this is that this is ongoing.
So here's the thing. I think he learned a lot in the first 4 years of his presidency. Like you said, advice, listening. Because you remember the first 4 years, he wanted to release the JFK files.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to release them, and then all of a sudden he backpedaled and was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to release them. First day in office, they got 15 days to go ahead and release the JFK.
Dude, what he signed how many executive orders the first day?
Like almost like 200.
200. But I mean, JFK, RFK,
MLK.
and MLK.
What was the
Probably
most,
the
what was
three.
The most executive orders signed before him?
Oh, I don't know. Whatever number he
Wasn't
fucking
like-
smoked it.
Well,
he smoked it.
Biden did the most.
I said Biden like 40 or
No, Biden did like 100 and something his first day in office too.
Yeah, but-
because he
but Trump-
basically everything Trump had.
Yeah, he overturned it.
He overturned
Trump.
everything.
Trump smoked that number, and then within the first 4 days, it's an incredible amount. And what I think regardless if you're on the left or right, it doesn't really matter. You have to applaud the team that he assembled prior to going into the White House because these were well thought out executive orders. Even the one that talked about the birthright for what they call tourism birthrights, right? People come here, have a baby, and then they get to call it, He knew going in that was going to be challenged at the federal, appeals level and probably go to the Supreme Court, but it was an argument that he wanted to have. He signed an executive order. Go challenge. Go challenge it. I don't remember seeing this much activity in a long time, and I hope that regardless of where you stand politically, left or right, that you listen. This is a dude that in 4 days has done more fucking question and answering than the last president did in the fucking last year.
Well, I think too that the other thing is people need to stop reading headlines and just going off what the headlines from the media because we've learned that the media is very good at manipulation.
Oh, they make their money by it.
And I've had this argument with people who are going off these headlines. I'm like, have you actually read the executive order? Have you gone to whitehouse.gov?
Have you done your own research?
And no, they're going, and I'm pulling up the executive order, and they're very, very short executive orders, and they spell everything out for the most part. It's not very long to take time to read them as they come out.
Let me ask you this: what is so bad about getting rid of DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, and going to a system where you're judged on how hard you work? Isn't that the essence of the American?
Well, that's how it should be. It should be based off your marriage, not your race, gender.
Listen,
anything.
I come from a family where my brother is black. I don't see him like that. We have overplayed this race card to the point where we've divided the nation on this. If I'm a person of any color, white, black, yellow, fucking polka dot, fucking green, I don't want you to hire me because of that. I want you to hire me because you're like, that dude is solid as fuck and I can depend on him. Anything else and you've done a disservice to the organization, the mission, and the goal of your company. Period. I don't want a war fighter that was hired because they were a gay Asian American Indian fucking daffodil. I want the best motherfucker that can pull triggers and cap bitches. That's what you want.
Are you good now? Did you get it out?
No,
Jesus,
I'm just getting started.
Are you
God damn
good
it.
now?
DI's over. I'm saying my piece. I swear to
You want to
God.
war the podcast?
I'm mad. God damn it. You made me drink sheep dung.
It's a sheep dung getting into you.
Well, here's the other
shit.
thing.
Shut up.
We were talking about one of the immigration bills that they tried to pass this week, but the majority of the Democrats shot down. If you're a sexual predator, rapist, here illegally, they wanted to deport you. But it was voted unanimously on the Republican side.
Yeah.
Yes, deport if they've committed a
And the Democrats go, no.
No, and I'm like,
Are you fucking retarded? Are you fucking retarded? You have got to be a brain dead fucking monster piece of fucking sheep dung that you don't want to deport rapists, murderers, child molesters, and fucking retards. You ought to fucking start a shotgun for Jesus. Just do it for Jesus. Because you're a fucking turd. You are a fucking piece of shit. I swear to fucking God, I'm so tired of these people. Now, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone.
Blood pressure cuff.
Jesus Christ, I'm fucking hypertension.
I was doing the ER.
Jesus Christ.
I just it floors me. So what happens? They embed a camera crew with DHS, right? This is the best fucking part. I love this shit. This is so and they go grab a child predator, a rapist, a bunch of gang members, and they grab that dude from Haiti. He's a gang member. 17 convictions while he's been in the U.S., been released on catch and release, right? Every time. And he's like, I love you, Joe Biden. Fuck you. I'm not going to. I love you, Joe Biden. Thank you, Obama. If that doesn't tell you how fucked up we have become as a nation, I don't know what does. Now, here's the deal. Not all immigrants are bad. We're a nation of immigrants. We should embrace and love the ones that do it legally and come into this country. We need them. We need that, right?
You know what I want more than anything with all these executive orders and releasing X, Y, and Z?
I'm so pissed off right now.
I want him to release the Epstein client list.
Oh, yeah. Well, what do you
And
think?
the Diddy client list.
What do you think is going to happen with the MLK and the JFK and RFK?
Do you think they'll actually release anything? They'll like shred everything?
No, they're going to release the entire thing.
So there are a lot of theories. There are a lot of conspiracy theories, right? And
Well, there's one video where they state the driver killed him, where like you see the driver turn around and
JFK.
Yeah.
on JFK.
Okay, I didn't hear that one.
I've seen some videos of that.
I've seen some videos of that. That's pretty interesting. But it's going to be interesting what comes out.
But they've done a lot of interesting dig into Lee Harvey Oswald. And he was a Marine Corps trained sniper or shooter.
Working for the CIA too.
That's going to be interesting.
Connected.
That's going to be with the Bay of Pigs and stuff like that. So that's going to be real interesting. There's no secret that the CIA was openly kind of hostile toward the Kennedys for a while.
Oh, yeah.
So you do wonder if there's connective tissue between the JFK and the RFK.
And MLK as well.
And MLK. Yeah. I really, number one, Martin Luther King was probably one of the most transformative figures in American history. He's everything he spoke about was a truth and was what America should embrace now more than ever. The way that he viewed equal rights and how to view people was.
Well, I agree with that. The way he
it was the essence of how to be.
Everybody should be
a man
equally, though.
Yeah, yes. And Martin Luther King, out of the three of them, I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a shit about the Kennedys fucking getting whacked. I don't give a goddamn. Martin Luther King sucked. The dude, Martin Luther King was a bringer together, if that's a word, of people, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine.
I think it should be based off your merits, not the color of your skin.
Exactly, and he understood that, and he preached about that, and he strove for that in a peaceful manner. And I know so many people. One of my best friends growing up, his aunt marched with Martin Luther King, and this was my first exposure to it as growing up as a kid. And she would talk about it like he just looked at the world that every people had been oppressed throughout time, right? the Palestinians, the Israelis, the English. I mean,
The Irish,
the Irish.
Italians.
Everybody has been oppressed. Everybody has been enslaved. But when you start to look at people for the content of their character, not the color of their skin, is where you have this transformative change. And when America could be the greatest. I want to know who's behind MLK.
Oh yeah.
And if they're still, if their family tree is still there, I want to fucking burn it down. Because if
And that doesn't make you no better though, burning.
well, I'm just
know what
saying.
I mean?
I'm just saying that had
Like,
we
you
given
can't-
Martin Luther King the opportunity to continue doing what he did, where could we be as a nation now?
Oh yeah.
That he was that great of an American hero that he should be on. He should be on the currency. He should be on Mount Rushmore.
The context of their character.
Yeah, he is the essence of America. Martin Luther King was the essence of America. That's my point. So I hope we get to like the files out there. I want to know about like
They
some other shit.
got 15 days.
15 days.
The executive order from when the executive.
You know how
order
long they
15
had for
days,
DEI though?
like 24 hours.
Bye. Bye.
All right.
Get the fuck out.
About time to wrap this one up.
Why?
Why?
We got some football to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. Calm your
What are
pants.
you talking about?
Motherfucker,
Jason is the
that
podcast,
chili
not
is
you.
going to be fine.
Yeah,
You-
talk
you'll
about the
be all
refs, making the Chiefs go to the
Kansas
Super Bowl.
City or what?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's like, I gotta wrap this up. I gotta take a dump. Oh,
I know. All of a sudden, we're on Danko time.
yeah. Sorry, Danko.
Hey, it's
My
time
bad.
to go. What do you want to talk
Same,
need to
about?
go- you
same
need to-
refs that help
you
out
need to-
Ohio
what do you
State.
Do you need to go
Chiefs.
poop?
No.
Getting railed out in the ass and
What do
you're
you
in
want to
Iceland's
talk
gonna
about?
hurt you.
What do you want to talk about? What do you got?
Daniel, please take over. I don't have time for this.
He just threw me off. Like we had all kind of good topics.
You know,
It's
we,
like,
haven't,
what?
we haven't come together as four. That sounds gay.
Jay's like 5 guys. He got 4 guys.
Are you jealous?
Well, I think one of the
Motherfucker.
things we need to tell our listeners, we're going down to one podcast a week.
Yeah.
We're going to release those on Sundays. Every Sunday we'll have our episode out. We're going to
At
do
least until summer.
until summer, and then we're going to also try to get at least one episode out there for our Patreon members only
Yeah.
once a month, and then we'll release it a month later to the general public.
Yeah.
Right.
That's one of our big plans moving forward.
Mostly because we're lazy.
Life catches up. We get busy. We got
Yeah.
a lot going on. Like this week I buried my grandmother.
Oh Jesus! Did you hear what this clown did at his
I'm
grandmother's
sorry.
funeral?
I heard a lot of things. I'm starting to retire
Dan-
from the army.
Dan-
I'm retiring from the army, and
Nobody cares about that. Talk about this whole.
So
Who does this at a funeral?
So we don't do.
Hold on.
Oh, Jesus, let Danko talk.
He said she's in her casket. He's like, let me out.
But it was so bad. I was in the front of church, and that's all I could think about because I wanted to knock on the casket when we were bringing it into the church. I said, Paul,
Did you be like knock knock?
I wanted to be like, let me
Oh
out.
but
I'm in the front of the church.
knock knock.
Who's there?
Daisy.
Daisy.
They see me rolling.
But it was so bad. I was like
Seriously?
I was
I don't
like-
get nothing for that?
No. I was like a child in church, man.
That was good though.
Like, because all I wanted to do was a pallbearer. We're all there in the, back in church before we brought the casket to the front. Everybody was there. And I just wanted to knock on the casket, and be like, "Let me out!" I'm like, a third of the family would have thought it was funny. A third would have got pissed, and a third would have been up
But
there.
it was the glove thing.
Oh, yeah,
you
the
gotta
glove
tell
thing.
about the glove thing.
So,
Dear God.
so before we left the funeral home, it's so bad. Like we deal with death by making jokes, and as a pallbearer, they give us white gloves.
I think it's a military thing, though. I
It
think
is,
that's how
yeah.
we.
Have you ever been a pallbearer?
Yeah.
Did you have like brown on the end of your?
We've dealt with we've dealt with a lot of death, so we deal with it in our ways.
So it's white gloves, like the memes,
Yeah.
the mimes.
Memes. The memes.
Mimes.
Like the
Memes.
memes. Don't fucking go to France.
So
I know,
God, I swear I'm gonna fucking backhand you out of your
so
chair,
bad.
you motherfucker.
So we're waiting for them to put the casket on the roller so we can bring everything out. And as everybody's walking by, I got the gloves on. Doing that. So my cousin Bradley's laughing, my brother's laughing, my other 3 cousins. I don't think they find it as funny.
Nerds.
But as they're bringing the casket down, I do the.
Lasso.
dude, we are laughing right now. This is fucking horrible. This is fucking horrible. The fact that we're talking about your grandma.
But you know she was laughing.
Yeah.
You know that she was laughing. She was looking down and she was laughing.
90
This
plus
is
years
fucking
old.
horrible.
She lived a full life. Like,
You can't tell me that she's not up in heaven looking down, going, that motherfucker right there is great. Yeah.
Dan dies tomorrow. What'd you do for him?
Oh, I'm going to teabag his corpse 100%.
Wait, I gotta tell you this. Shut up. I gotta tell you this. So you know how we all, like, I want to be cremated, and I've expressed that to everybody. I wanted to be cremated. And we've talked about this. So me and my brother,
you and I talked tonight.
Yeah, so me and my brother were driving in the funeral procession, and I'm telling him, hey, when I die, I want to be roasted. And he was like, I thought you wanted to be cremated. What are they going to do? Sprinkle seasoning on you? They put you in the furnace?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
And I was like, no, you know, like a comical roast. Put a picture up, bust my balls, crack some jokes.
So seriously, you know what? If I kicked the bucket tomorrow, I would want a roast. I would. I would love to have the highlights of my life roasted.
Yeah, we'll do it drinking your whiskey.
Fuck it. What am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? But I mean, seriously, though, I told my wife, though, I said, you know what?
Put a Michigan shirt on you and the coffin.
Oh, yeah, dude, definitely. A Michigan shirt and cap.
Have it at a bar, Michigan themed bar.
That's fucked up.
Look how bad.
That's fucked up.
You know how when you were young, you used to try to teabag, get a picture?
Yep.
There'd be 3 pictures.
It sucks. We're all going to that.
Okay, cool story. Anyways, what would you do?
If one of us was gone tomorrow, man, we'd cry, we'd shed a tear, but
And drink your bourbon.
Yeah.
but we would.
No, we would.
Oh, yeah,
You're
yeah.
goddamn right. What we'd do is we'd go there, we'd cry, but we would tell a good story.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We would make fun.
Would you cry?
We would make
you
fun
cry
of
for
each other.
Cry for me.
Cry me a river.
Dude,
I can't wait to put the two of you in the grind. Ty, not so much.
Would you cry for me? Would you cry for me?
All right, Bullits and Bourbon. I think this is.
Jesus, we fucking
Shut up! The chili is going to be fine.
Definitely the
You
casket
two
and
are
roller for
long
this guy.
fucking winded. You two do not shut the.
So, anyways, thank you for joining.
fuck. You
Listen,
shut
really
up.
quick before we wrap this episode, because there's chili
Fucking
upstairs.
cramps it.
Apparently, he's in a mood to eat some chili and look at his
fucking
phone.
eat some ass.
Yeah, wants to look at some Iceland dudes and drink sheep dung. Just as a reminder, go on to our Facebook and Instagram post and register for the bottle giveaway for the month of January and February. Yes, we are combining those 2 months. Again, like it and tag 3 people.
In the comment section.
In the comment section. Also, if you become a paid Patreon member, we're close, man. We're almost at 50, and we got some premium bottles we want to give away, but we ain't giving it away unless we have 50 paid subscribers. So go to Patreon, $4 and...
$4.
It's not even $4.99. Half the price of a friggin' latte from that bitch-ass Starbucks, okay? Which got rid of their DEI program, by the way.
Your eyes get so big in those glasses.
I know. Let me tell you something. I'm getting used to it. There's a whole new transformative period in my life. I'm growing out long hair so I can win that bottle.
And you can see now.
And I can see... Yeah, I can see now. I can see clearly now that the fog is gone. So come on over and support us. And we look forward to bringing you some quality content without this asshole. As often as possible. No, we're just kidding. We love you, Gregory. We miss you, Danko.
Love you, boys.
Yeah, shut up. Until next time, as we like to always say, stay thirsty, my friends. Cheers.
I don't have shit, but cheers.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fuck you. Fuck the Eagles.
Fuck the Eagles.
You fucking
I love the
queer.
Eagles for my boy. My boy Paul Williams, though.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast of Bullits and Bourbon. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.